Hey, you guys, I'm Tony Covington, and we are here on episode 6 of Brains, Beauty, and Bank. And this episode is special to me because he's a fellow Mississippian. He hails from the South, and he has been doing so much. He has grown so much from the being in the fitness industry to evolving into an influencer. He's done ambassadorships from Fashion Nova to Stacey Adams to vodka brands, you name it. He is just doing his damn thing. So give a round of applause to Kristopher Davis. Woo! How you doing, Chris? Wonderful. It's so good to have you, and Happy New Year.
We're here.
So you are in LA, right? Now you're in LA. How's
Yep,
it been?
in Los Angeles. Wonderful. A lot of people say a lot of negative things about LA, the traffic, the people, and all that. But my reasons for coming here have all been laid out and happening. And so I don't see traffic. I don't see bad people. I just see myself. I just keep growing and stuff keep getting better because that's what my focus is.
Yeah,
My focus is not on the traffic.
exactly.
Yeah. So until the car starts flying, we just got to deal with the
That's
traffic.
the energy that you have to bring, and that's the energy that you're going to absorb. So, how's the people treating you out there? Is it starkly different from the South?
People, like I said, we kind of track what's inside
Hmm.
of us. Everybody who I come across are driven, hardworking individuals. That's all. That's the kind of people who I end up communicating with, connecting with, coming across. That comes across my
Yeah.
path. So I'm pretty sure it's a lot of rude and grimy people that are here, like all the stories and things you'll hear about the place, but. I mean, they here. They ain't got nothing to do with what I'm
Okay.
trying to do. So yeah,
I lived in Berkeley for 4 years. I worked in San Francisco, so I used to go out to Burbank a lot and go out to LA a lot. And Burbank was like second home, damn near. So yeah, I love the atmosphere out there. It's kind of like when you're away, it's like damn, I literally live 5 minutes from the beach. so so do
yeah,
you ever like when you're traveling and doing your thing, like do you ever be like, damn, I miss home? Like I miss going back to LA.
yeah, all the time. Because one thing about LA that I don't think a lot of the natives understand, coming from places like where we come from, Mississippi, we only got so
Oh yeah.
limited of what people, places, where this stuff is so limited. So when I do go back home and I think about waking up in the morning, walking to the coffee shop, seeing the sun, the mountains, that stuff is just refreshing,
Yes.
recharging versus getting up and all we got back home is a lot of trees and it's like silent and then you want to interact with like four people or whatever when it's like I never see the same person
Right.
every day here. You just don't and it's I miss
Yeah.
it a lot.
Do you miss where you're from sometimes? Like the simplicity of it all?
I miss the people more than I miss the actual
Yeah.
environment. The environment, nah, I don't miss that at all because I understand how important environment plays in one's life in their
Yeah.
success. So I don't miss the limiting things about back home. The small city where I'm from, not everywhere in the South is like
Right.
bad. But I don't miss that. I miss the individuals. Yes, those things I miss, but not the boring long country drives or the grocery store being 40 minutes
Knowing
away.
that knowing
No, I
the
don't miss
difference
none of
of
that.
the communities by the train tracks.
Yeah, yeah. None of that
None
I
of
miss.
that. I
Forget
tell
all
my
that.
kids all the time,
Nah.
especially like when we go to events and we travel cross country. So we went to not we went to San Antonio, Texas last year, and we drove 23 hours. We drove, and it was a good experience because my kids had a wake up call. Like it's like really, and we drove through Mississippi and we drove
Yeah.
through Yazoo, And my kids, they fail to realize that in certain places, not just in Mississippi, but in rural places, people still got outhouses, and that's the norm for them.
Yeah,
I know where I'm
yeah.
from in Mississippi, a small town called Drew, Mississippi, about 5 hours from like Tupelo. And the closest
Hmm.
thing that you have to entertainment is football and church or revivals in other
Yeah,
cities. And the closest thing
yeah.
to like go get good clothes, if you will, from Walmart in an hour away in Clarksdale. Like it's the littlest things.
All the
And I tell them all the time, like, you are lucky to know that there are other options out there in small towns like where I'm from. You made it if you become a manager at the Dollar General,
oh yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Family
The
Dollar.
biggest thing back home is yeah, the biggest thing back home is to become like a lead or a supervisor at like a
Hmm.
warehouse or a store. You're a hood celebrity over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, and not to
Yeah,
even talk down on it, but that is what he means by limitations. You are limited to your knowing and your environment. So it's good to see us from small towns in Mississippi, because Mississippi is very limited in their growth. I'm gonna say it like that.
hmm,
But it's good to see that, people like us in our youth, that we have had an outlet to explore and do things and do more, without feeling like we're limited, and pay it forward. Your kids can experience the same thing. So yeah.
exactly.
So of course, I've been following you for years. I've seen your transition. I've seen your growth, and kudos, by the way. What made
Thank
you
you.
really take heed and take force into being? Is it fair to call you an elite uh, influencer, if you will?
I amongst my peers, I don't too much like the term. I didn't like the term influencer and content thing or whatever. I didn't like that at first, but now that I have a much clearer understanding of what those terms mean
Yeah.
to me, then I accept it, and I do consider myself an elite content creator, influencer, regardless of how many followers or whatever. You can look at my body of work
Yes.
and see that I know what I'm doing, and I put a lot of thought in it, and I can teach it, I can show it, I can explain it, I can break it down. I can show one how to pursue the same thing. So I accept that title. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's dope. So, what made you I'll give you an example. Me coming out of the bodybuilding world, and I went into entrepreneurship, and I just wanted something more and better. What made you, because I don't know if you've ever really like did a show, but I know you bodybuild a lot. What made you pivot into doing like really big name brand sponsorships? Like you've done Fashion Nova, you've done Stacey Adams, you've done Sadiq Vaka, you've done Body Armor. Like you're getting big brand deals. Those are big brand deals.
yeah. I mean, how I look at how I look at it, and this is just me putting the limitations on myself. I don't be looking at it like it's like super huge, but people really they come to me. They're like, bro, you did
Yeah,
such and such. And I'm like, oh, it's that, it's this. But what made me pivot was just thinking about where I am and where I
yeah,
want to go. I always look at how can I improve what I'm doing. And I have a very huge imaginations, and I want to reach so much farther than where I am. So I look at what more can I do?
hmm.
How can I be more effective? And so when I do these things, I look at where can I make the improvements at what I have
Right,
going on. So like, okay, I have a nice physique, look a certain way. How can I make that of better usage? So it's cool to just have a nice physique, a workout, and you can be a attractive man or woman. But what else that you can do with that can cater to putting yourself in a better position and also sharing something with the people who look up to you, follow you, inspire those
Right.
particular things. So I look at those things, let alone and how much money can I make? How can I do this or that where I can actually show someone else how to achieve the same results, and also me stretching myself to becoming a better person. I'm a totally different individual than I was many years ago just
Right.
working out. Just working out, that's one thing. Now I actually have to think. Working out, you have to think too, but thinking on scheduling brand shoots, keeping your hair, skin, nails, all that
Yeah.
together, it's
You're a
just
walking
it's
billboard.
much more. Yeah, it's much more than just the working out. It's
Yeah.
hard too, but I just view myself as being just not limited to
Right.
anything. Not no limitation to just, oh, I'm just oh, he's the
Yeah.
workout guy. Like, no,
I'm
I'm the
Kristopher
brand,
Davis.
you know.
Okay.
Yes, I'm that.
So like
I don't want to be
I resonate with
the
everything that you're saying because I've seen your growth, right? So it resonates with
mhm.
me more. I'm more in tune with it because it's like, yeah, I've seen him just working out, doing this thing, even from the growth of your locks. Like it's just the pivotal things that you notice about a person, the pivotal things how they started like coming into their own, if you will. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm literally seeing you come into who you are as a man. And you've also structured it to where you include your children, right? You let them be a
Mhm.
part of your growth. I think people eat that up. I swear to God they do. So,
Yeah, I want to as much as I can. I don't want to force them to do the
mhm,
internet, but anything that I learn on this journey, I do try to share the stuff as much as I can when I go back home or if I'm texting or FaceTiming with them, how the stuff I learned can prepare them for whatever their thing is
right,
later on. They don't to, like some of the rappers, their children try to be rappers. Like, and they might don't even be cut out for
right,
that. I don't want them to be models, or they don't have to be fitness entrepreneur. Whatever their thing is, they able to take the blueprint and the sauce from what I created and apply it to whatever it is. Like my small baby, she loves to draw a lot,
ooh,
and I'm like, okay, how can I continue to give her the tools and the mindset into drawing? And one of the things she does very well is color in the
mhm.
lines. And it's something I
How old
showed
is she?
her when I was she's
Oh,
4. And one of the things I teach her when how to color better, because she can coordinate colors
yeah,
very well. And I say, hey, to make your picture better, color slower, slow it down so you don't go outside the line. And she's just blown away when she's finished. And she's
that
like, Daddy,
little
Daddy, Daddy,
thing.
look, look, look. Yeah, and that's gonna go a
Yeah,
long way with her. Cause when you're young and everything's like go fast. She just scribbling. She makes a nice picture, but I say slow it
yeah,
down so you can make it better, and it looks good, and you don't have to rush it. Just slow it
yeah,
down. That is gonna pour into something else in her life. It's something else in her life. It comes it just comes from
yeah,
those seeds. It's gonna go into many areas that it might not even make sense right now, but it's gonna flow into everything else she do for the rest of
yeah.
her
Because
days.
she's going to learn that I don't have to rush. I don't have to be on someone else's time. That's how it domino affects into other stuff. That no, that's those are
Yeah.
good life lessons that I mean, I'm sure that we wish that we had someone tell us a few times, "Hey, slow it down. This is how you do
Mhm.
it." So,
Yeah. Yeah.
going into the business portion, you just launched your new supplement line, Active. Um,
Mhm.
kudos, kudos.
Yeah.
What made you get into that business?
Again, me looking at where I am and looking at the long term effect of like, okay, bro, you doing this now, but how is this gonna make sense 5, 10, 20 years from now? That the supplement brand that I'm creating is an extension of where I am now. I already take supplements. I already work with all these different brands, and the people will come to
Yep.
me for me to send them to somewhere to somebody else's mindset and something that they created. I said I'm not doing it anymore. I emailed the last brand that I was with, and I'm like, I'm leaving. They offer more money, less deliverables, everything. Dream come true. Stuff that I wish I would have known millions of years ago when I started. But I'm like, nah, it's not about the money. Your brand, I love it.
Yeah.
Products, the people, everything is good. Top brand,
Yeah.
nothing wrong. I said, but I just really would like to put this energy, time into myself. And if I build this thing up right, when I exit stage left, maybe the people after me can take it, they can cash it in, buy something, or they can just keep running it. You know, my
Yeah.
children or whatever. They can, whoever, they can keep it. But I would rather continue to do this, build a team around myself, get my own ambassadors, influencers,
Empower
empower
them.
them, because this your thing, it's a ceiling to where I
Yep.
can reach when I'm working for like the other company or
You
whatever. It's a
getting me
ceiling.
too
I
excited.
can't. Yeah. So I just got tired of doing it. It didn't feel good
Yeah.
anymore. I would go and create these beautiful pictures so they can run ads on them and
Yo.
generate all this revenue. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, nah, bro, let me just do my own thing. And if it take me 20 years, at least it'll be mine at the end
Yep.
of 20 years.
That's why I
Other
left.
than,
That's why I
yeah.
left bodybuilding. That's you hit the nail on the goddamn
Mhm.
head. That's why I left bodybuilding. I was. I
Yeah.
had. I had eight. I had eight sponsorships under my belt, and
Uh-huh.
and of course, in my world, I got looked at a lot. Like, damn, she don't even got a pro carb. She got all these sponsors, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't about the
Hmm.
pro card. It was about I have a sellable face, a sellable physique, and I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know what
Yeah.
it is. Like I'm making these people money, and I made them money. I made them hundreds,
Yeah.
if not thousands, of dollars,
Hmm.
and I had nothing to show for it. Like nothing to show for it. And it started dawning on me like it's something out there bigger than this. And it is nothing against it. Clearly, I love the sport, right? So, but I knew that on the back end, there's where the money is. So, and my
Yeah.
entrepreneurial hat came on, and I stepped away from it for a little bit and went into the hair care industry where it was a passion. It's still a passion, but I got out of that and went into the hair care, and it flourished and flourished and flourished. And I was like, you know what? There's something else that I need to be doing because the hair care is cool, but it's super saturated.
Yeah.
And for me and my creativity, I don't like being limited. Um, so
Hmm.
after COVID, which took a blow to our brand when we was in Walmart, it took a straight blow. The insurance rates went sky high, whatever. That's when I formed the energy drink. And in the middle of COVID, I ain't give a shit. So it's
Yeah.
just the hustle in me. And I'm like, you know what? We're the number one black. Well, I'm the first black woman owned energy drink in the industry, and it's sad that I can't even
Hmm.
lead with it. I can't lead with that
Hmm.
because of the industry, right? So it's
Hmm.
almost like I had to just take a step back and really like how do I really go full throttle and empower other people, and which like I would have never imagined having my own brand ambassadors, right? But it's what you
Yeah.
learn from being in that industry, and I feel like that's what you're
Uh-huh.
doing. You're learning from what you've already accomplished, and you're putting that energy into you. And I commend you for that because a lot of people don't make that connection until it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. And congratulations on your
Thank
company.
you.
Yeah, I see it a lot. I see this stuff pop up, the posts, the people. It looks good, and I know it's gonna do very well. It's gonna be one of those staples
Okay.
in the for sure. You ain't got no
I ain't
choice, so
got no
you're gonna do the
choice.
work.
Exactly. That's really
Yeah.
that's really my thing. I don't have a choice. So with now you stepping into your own business, what do you feel like is going to be crucial in this industry for you? And only you know, because you know how you're pivoting and how you're coming into the business. So, and I'm sure you've probably already pipelined what you have to do. So what do you feel like is going to be crucial for you?
I don't think anything is going to be crucial, but I every day when I do come across any adversities or problems with the business or
Right.
myself, I remind myself that you wanted to be here and you have to figure this shit out imme- immediately, or you can cancel it. So I fail and mess up like
Right.
everybody else. But I don't stop. So when you saying like crucial, I know when I reach the things that are gonna be
Hmm.
difficult, I'm gonna figure it out because I don't have a choice. If I actually want what I say I want, and I want my brand business, and I want all this stuff to
Yeah.
do well, I just have to get it done because in the process, it's gonna push me to becoming a better individual, and it's going to elevate myself and the people
Right.
around me. So that's what keeps me from looking at it as a when the hard stuff starts to happen. I don't I don't really get gung ho on like the views, the likes, and how many people paying attention to it. If we like all those things, if we're taking care of business and adding
Right.
value, it's gonna service the people who are looking to purchase the product and who resonates and deals with me and the brand. So I really don't look at any kind of issues. It's just the continuous thing of me grow, growing because we're only going to do as good. Our businesses are only going to do as good as we
Yep.
are. So if when I say crucial, it's one of it could maybe be me growing at the rate and frequency I need to grow at the current time for where the business
I
is.
like that.
That could be the one. That could be the most crucial stuff I deal with now because where I am as the CEO is like it's a lot of shit that I'm good at, it's a lot of shit that I'm not good at. But I gotta get good at that
Yeah.
shit. And I gotta hurry up and get good at it because if I don't, that's why a lot of businesses fail because they don't look at like, bro, I suck at that. Why I just don't hire a person that's good at it and do
And
all of that?
not
Like I
even so
know they
much
can get
higher,
stuff
like
now.
get a mentor, get freelancers,
Oh yeah, yeah,
stuff
all
like
of
that.
that.
That's
Yeah,
actually
all
gonna,
of that.
that's, look, I let me tell you something. I wish I had, a mentor and a team. Um, and
Yeah,
I don't trust nobody for shit. So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's my own. I don't put that on nobody else. But it has defeated me in some ways because I should have had a team by now. But I don't trust people, so it made me like I gotta do this on my own type of thing. So, but I felt
It's a gift and a
say
curse.
what?
It's it's a gift and a
Yes.
curse when dealing with. I noticed that that happens a lot with like entrepreneur or leaders or people. We go through so much stuff to where at some point we've needed someone and we just bossed up and got it the fuck
Yep.
done. So when it comes to like depending on people, we kind of put ourselves in like, man, fuck all that, and we just do it on our own. But you can't scale without other
Yep.
humans. It
It
just
don't
don't
work
work
like
like
that.
that.
And that's what I had to realize. Like we're now at the stage with Octane where we are about to get field area managers. You know, they salary.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah,
now we about to go into the salary. Now we about to go into healthcare. And now we about to, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
we've got to have people in our their lives are in our hands now. So it's like
One of the
this ain't a game.
one one of the key things that I learned from people from podcasts and people that I follow that I look up to, gentleman named Alex Amosa, he would say he hires based. The best thing to do is to hire off of character and then like skill. A person character, it go. You can teach people how to do
Right?
shit. You can't teach them how to be a stand up, solid person. There's some shit that just come from the factory in their life, whatever kind of life. You can't give them that shit. And so I look at how people operate based on the loyalty of how they treat the people who are in their lives and their moms and how they do like with the people who they have around them, and that's going to determine if they deserve or if they have the capacity to be in certain spot. They can be a skilled editor, photographer,
Yeah.
inventory. That shit don't matter. You can show a willing a person that's driven. They gonna learn how
Oh
to do
yeah.
this shit because they want to work, they want to make money. But if they like lazy, dishonest, and shisty and all that shit, but they really, really good.
You took
Fuck
it back. You
no,
took
it
it
ain't
back to
even
the word
worth it.
shiesty. Ooh.
Yeah. If they got all that shit in them, they can even a person can even be like not very organized, like all this
You
shit.
could
You
teach
can
that.
teach people how to get better
Yeah.
emotionally, but if they just not good human being, the
Yeah.
core of them, it's not worth it because in a long time they can put on the mask and be good for so long, but when the mask shit starts to wear off, when they really have to
Yeah.
show up, that stuff gonna start pouring out, and they gonna mess something up your operation, or they gonna be do something bad come
Yep.
towards you, or they just gonna bring not good energy towards
And
the
speaking on
stuff that you're doing.
energy, your light of what you're doing and how you're growing and glowing will disturb their energy so much to where they will manipulate you. So, and I've had that happen. You know, is you trying to bring people along with you for the ride, but they don't like this attention you getting. They don't like this.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's very few people that really, really, really wholeheartedly like like they really like where you are. Far as like if it's people from forever ago or friends or
yeah,
whatever, they like when they really focus on you and what you're doing, it showcases on how little they're doing.
yeah,
So it makes the person feel bad. And the people that I consider working with and that's been the best benefits to date that I work with is the people that don't look at that kind of shit, that don't come to me with praises and bro, you this and
yeah,
that. It's the people that look at, bro, we doing this together. Me doing Kristopher Davis is gonna help. What you doing, we helping one
yep,
another. Cause I can't do too much of shit without the people who I work with. This is cool, the visibility and what I've created. That shit is all right. But I'm not much without all the other people
right.
on the back
Because you
end who
gotta
play a
have those
part.
people
And they
that's
know
taking your shots. You gotta have those. You gotta have those people that's doing the group shots with you that fuck with you enough to even do that with you. So that's the other part of it too. So
And just like Drake and 40, like 40 is 40,
yeah,
the engineer. Drake is Drake. The people who I fuck with, they not trying to be Kristopher Davis. They not trying to like, bro, I'm gonna catch you one day. We gonna be no,
no,
they do very good at what they do. They don't want to try to, and I'm not trying to. I learn the stuff like what they do just because I'm a
right.
sponge. But I'm not trying to replace or take their spot or no. We all do
We
our
all know
shits
our lane.
good, and that's why yes, we move as a unit, not like man, I'm trying to get up there where you at. Like,
Nah.
no, bro, like fuck that. We can create something to where we both at this certain point. But why is it, man? I'm trying to get up there to where you, because at some point you're gonna look at me like I'm an
Yep.
enemy or some shit.
That's
Like,
that's how it goes. That's just how it goes.
yeah,
Well, how do you see? Well, where do you see active in the next 5 years?
being one of the top, the same shit
Oh,
like all the other
he
things
said the
now.
same.
Yeah, yeah, big ass warehouse, me having people come in and do podcasts and all kind of shit, showing people how to do the warehouse, employing people, expanding into like where it's like instead of the pre-workouts and shit, where it's like more like holistic
Okay.
herbal kind of stuff. That's already all this shit already written out. Like I want to name it after my grandma.
What's her name?
Like her name was Minnie Lee,
Okay.
and in native, I named it.
Minnie.
I don't want to say the name, but the definition of what I named it, it comes from great healer. If her name in like Native American, great healer, and I want to name it after that. And I want all those products to be like, stuff for like the organs and the biotin, all those things transitioning into that, because it's cool, the pre-workouts and all of that, but at some point I come as a holistic approach. Your nails got to be straight. Your kidney and all that other shit matters too. The pre-workout and the muscles and shit, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. But goddamn it, you gotta get old and you gotta not. You can't survive off fucking pre-workouts. They don't work.
I'm laughing because you funny as hell for one. Two, like we tell people that all the time. Like when we developed our formulations, I can say it now because we already overseas. But one of the things we did was take out the coloring. And that's where a lot of brands fail, honestly. Because for one, Europe is very strict when it comes to what they put in their people's bodies. And I don't know why America isn't as well. But they are very strict. And one of the things we took out was the coloring, because some of the coloring, and not to get too into detail, but some of the colorings out there, they're linked to cancer and things of that nature. So what we don't, we in for the long game. We already have a stigma. We black. We don't need to be black and giving people poison. So
we doing the same thing. So many people were messaging me after the first lunch asking me, was it vegan? Was it this? Was it that? So I went in, I got with the team. Yeah, I got with the team. I'm like, hey, people asking this. We need to like check on this and make sure this is that, because I don't want to hurt nobody, and I don't want to be like limited. And I understand.
And you don't want to get sued.
What's too much and what's too yeah.
Number one.
I was thinking about what you just said a few seconds ago when I was headed up here to do this. It was just random thought. I was like, man, I really got to kind of move extra cautious, because you know how our people are. We make one mistake or do something that's kind of like, it's fixable. It's
everybody out there trying to catch a lick. And somebody, all you got to do is do something. Let me tell you a quick story, and I'm gonna move on from this. We were delayed on our drink coming out because we was missing one ingredient. If we had launched our beverage without that one ingredient, but we got it on the label, instant lawsuit, instant. Take your goddamn time. It ain't worth it. If people really rocking with your brand, they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait.
That's one of the things we preach highly on now within our group. If we want the shit done right in a certain way, bro, we just gonna wait 3-4 weeks to make sure we have this one ingredient or the container labels to be a certain way. We just gonna do it right the first time, and the times after that, it's just gonna flow, because we figured it out that one time. It's no need to rush to speed, because you're gonna crash. If you do anything on rushing shit or settle for less, or you kind of put you self-sabotage yourself by doing some shit you really don't want to do, but you're trying to maybe keep up or present this persona of you doing the shit in a certain way, it'll never work. So just whoever listening, just slow down, map it out, do it right the first time, and the time after that gonna be better. The third, the fourth, the fifth, it's just gonna keep getting better and better every time, because you're not rushing to get it done.
What motivates your work?
I don't want to be the last one in the line.
That's the way to put it.
Yeah, like Lil Baby said in one of his lyrics, I may not be first or second, but I ain't gonna be goddamn last. I just don't view myself being man, when I get like older, it's like, damn, bro, never did figure it out.
Woo!
I ain't gonna accept me looking at life and understanding, like being a boy to like where I'm at now. I'm like, God damn, man. Like, what about the gentlemen that's my age now? And it's like still like don't know. That shit don't. I wouldn't feel good. That's where what's flipped the switch for me is when I started watching people on YouTube that was my age when I was like 24, 3, 4, 5, what
Right.
those ages, and they was like millionaires and doing big shit. I'm like, hell
Hell
no, bro,
no.
something ain't right. Cause you fucked up. You just go to work every
Stop.
day. And these folks, that's like, yeah. Like, no, I told myself that.
You
You
gotta be
gotta
real
be
with
real with
yourself.
yourself.
Some gotta
Yeah,
pop.
I was like,
Some gotta pop.
I said, no, ain't nobody had to tell me I wasn't doing. I could log into my bank account
And they'll
and
tell
look
you.
like, bro, no, yeah, you fucked up, bro. Like this ain't right. And that did it for me. So I don't my thing that motivate, and I don't want to say motivate because that's like
Mm-hmm.
temporary. My purpose, what I think my purpose is to keep on growing, keep expanding, and keep like being of service and where I like sharing this shit.
Yeah.
I don't do it a lot online yet, but I'm growing into
Yeah.
that. I
You
don't
got
want
the
to speed
passion.
into it. Yeah, because like if I were to speed into it on some like cause everybody else selling courses and doing this shit, let me just throw some shit together and whatever. I'm like, nah, bro, let me map this shit out
Yeah.
correctly so I can actually understand what I'm trying to do and then deliver the stuff when it makes sense to myself, my brand, and so I can actually give the people something of value. So my purpose drives me, and it ain't gonna never end because your purpose thing, that shit gonna keep on changing as you
Right.
age. Like it's this now. When I get a little older, and as the milestones and goals get checked off the list, it's gonna keep changing. So for the rest of forever, it's always gonna be growing, doing more, learning, traveling, making whatever I'm doing better. It ain't never gonna
Right.
stop.
So
It's the drinks right now for you guys. Then it'll be apparel. Then it'll be like some fun, some kind of organizations helping cancer type stuff.
yeah, it's
It's
never gonna
never gonna
stop.
stop.
I went to this event one time recently. I went to this event and I saw a woman that I hadn't seen in like 4 years or so. And it took me a minute to actually recognize her. That's just how in the cut I am. Like I'm real introverted. Like people really don't seek me out. And when they see me out, they're like, oh my God, it's you type of thing. And there was people there that I hadn't seen in years, but I know I have a rememberable face, not being funny, but like they're like, oh my God, this is your drink. I'm like, yeah, this is our drink, right? And the lady, she was like, yeah, Tony, you always into something, and I guess you was gonna do whatever stuck, whatever sticks. And I was insulted because that's the fucking
Mm-hmm.
point. You keep going.
Yeah.
Like I was insulted, but I gave it a nice, nasty, like, but that resonated with me. Like you keep going and you keep doing. Like that is not supposed to stop if that's really your passion.
man, man, when people hit me up from my past life and be like, hey, man, bro, you still such a, they don't even get no
Whew,
reply. We ain't in the same spot. I don't even see. They knew me.
you
They
don't know
don't
who
know
I
who the
are. You
fuck
don't know
I
who
am
you
now.
are. Don't know nothing about
Yeah,
you.
for you to ask that, you didn't do your homework. You ain't looking to see what I got
Yeah.
going on. Or like, no, I don't even. Nah, you still where I was. You still drifting, man. For you to be like, bro, you still work out or you still X
Do
Y
you
Z.
feel like
No, man.
people? Well, let me ask you this: do you feel like you're too? Well, do you feel like you're reachable? Meaning, like, do you feel like you're acceptable enough, or do you feel like you have become less um, approachable, or people can't really reach out to you. People can't really get in
At
contact
some
with
point,
you.
you got I mean, at some point, if a man who don't understand how valuable their time is, they really don't know how valuable they life. A man who doesn't value their time, they are invite. How a
Yeah, I know
quote
what you
that
mean.
says that it's at some point you gotta put them walls up. You can't just go to talking to everybody, and you can't just go to. You can't really be all that accessible because of time, energy, and all of that shit. You gotta we spend that shit on visionary stuff about our businesses and thinking and putting and fixing stuff and
Yeah.
doing that kind of thing. So when it comes to just a lot of people just want to talk, if it's not if it's not gonna help something you got going on, or if it's not helping something I got going on, it's kind of
Okay,
pointless
hold on. So stop right
because
there because I tried to explain that to someone, or a few people actually, and they kind of like they was they their feelings were hurt. I'll say it like that. And but it wasn't
yeah,
me bumping my shit or like smelling myself. It's the reality of my life. So, do you feel
yeah.
like when you not so much say that verbally, but when you express that by your actions, do you feel like people don't get it?
The people who mind don't matter. The ones that matter don't mind. That right. That's exactly one key example. My brother Alan, my photographer. We like brothers. I can't call him right now and talk on the fucking phone. I got a text and set up like, hey, bro, let's chop it up at this time on this date because he doing stuff and I'm doing shit too. If he can just hit me right now and we get on the phone and kick the shit for 30, 40 minutes, we
Right,
bullshit. It's just simple as
right.
that. That means you ain't got nothing going on if you can just randomly talk on the phone with people for 30, 40 minutes. No. So the people that understand that shit, they not even gonna hit you on no random stuff. They gonna ask you like, hey, when can we XYZ?
Exactly.
Because they know and they respect what you got going on. They might don't have all that shit together, but they
Right.
respect what you are doing. The people that just try to randomly hit you on some shit, they don't got nothing going on themselves. They don't understand, and they don't even deserve to communicate with you because
But what if they think
they
y'all
really
friends?
they they might goddamn it need to wake up or some shit.
You know that's a thin line, Chris. People gonna think y'all friends, and they can do that. So that's what. Yeah.
Man, nah, and it was that's hard. That was a hard transition for me to make a little bit. I say because I like talking to people and trying to. I've been like that my
Yeah.
whole life. Of I would always try to please or help or be a part of so much like stuff that I would spread myself like too thin. And when it comes to taking care of important shit that I had to take care of with
Yeah.
myself, I would always get the short end of the stick, and I would think like, damn, what did the
No time
time go?
for
Or
you.
why didn't I get it? Yeah, why I didn't get that done or whatever. And I pay attention, like, well, bro, you was talking to this too much, you was doing that too much, you was over here too much, you didn't do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just the people who understand if they're just really doing stuff, the people who we run into nowadays, we gonna continue to meet more of them people other than the people who don't
Yep.
understand. They just can't go. Everybody
Yep.
can't go.
That's I'm
So
still learning that. You think I would know, but I'm still learning that. A lot people cannot go with me. Certain people can't go. You would consider your enterprise a small business still, right?
yeah.
What do you
Uh-huh.
think is crucial right now when it comes to small businesses getting the recognition that they, are striving for? And I'm gonna segue into how you said the views and the likes and things like that really don't mean shit. But to start it off, what do you think is crucial for small businesses right now?
Customer acquisition, acquiring and keeping the people. If it's 4 people, how can you keep them 4 people and keep them 4 people coming back and talking about your shit and promoting it, because every person is a billboard in itself for your they are ambassador for your brand. They speaking for you without ads or any. They the
Yep.
ads. If it's 4 people, if it's 5 people, how can you get those few people that you encounter to buy your shit and to talk about it and to keep coming back and supporting
Yep.
your thing? So making sure when they come into your space, they feel welcome and they feel like you actually care. You're not trying to sell them some bullshit so you get some money. How can you keep doing that? That's why I kind of do these events, because the people who continue to come around me, I'm like, okay, it's cool. We friends, we work out, we know one another, but y'all gonna fucking work. We gonna work. If you want to grow and if you want to be a part of what we are doing, yes, you're going to gain notoriety. You're going to get some photos. We're going to have
Yeah.
fun, but you're going to come, you're going to show up, you're going to have good energy. If I need you to do a photo, or we need to do like a quick testimony on how the shit tastes, let me know how it tastes. Be
Yeah.
real. We're not just going to come and leech and steal. That shit don't work. Nah, don't pull up on me and come to the thing because you know I keep quality content and photographers and shit around, because they gonna feel your energy and they ain't gonna want.
People love a free photo shoot.
Oh yeah, that shit don't last, because that shit don't even last, man. I done been through all them phases of people just wanting to link up and shit just
Just
to
to
do
do
photos
photos.
and videos and reels. Yeah, that
Let me
shit
ask you
don't
a
last, because
question.
it's like,
I know I'm segueing off a bunch of stuff. We still gonna get back to the likes and the views and stuff. What do you feel like the current atmosphere when it comes to these like creators with the fitness stuff? Because there's your Kristopher Davises, and then there's just like weird shit like you got a couch on your back with dude laying on the couch. You got like it's like you gonna catch a hernia one day. What do you think about like I don't know what you call it. It just seems extreme when it comes to the fitness era right now. It just I don't know. It just seems extreme.
I I would say that I'm not emotionally moved by
Yeah.
any of it, but whatever those individuals consider what's best for them to gain attention onto themselves and their brands, then go for it. History is the test. It stands the test of time. So if you want to do trendy stuff, you have to keep up with it. How long do you think your mind and your body is going to be able to keep up with those things? And what are you creating in the process to where when you get so much viewership that it's going to make sense and be able to convert and turn into
Yeah.
money? If that's the goal. If that's not the goal, you just doing it because of the dopamine that you get from people.
Yeah.
That's it.
That instant
So
reactions.
when you
Then it's on to the next.
so yeah, exactly, when you build a more so the boring stuff, I would say it kind of lasts longer than the trendy stuff. I have nothing against it. I know people that
Yeah.
do the stuff. They can do, yeah, I respect it. I ain't got nothing against it. I don't have anything bad to say about it. But however, the individuals that do it, if they feel like that's the best way that they can get people to pay attention to whatever they have going on, then just look at how that has played out
Yeah.
over time in history. Has it ever like been a person that's 20 years in and they're like, juggling bowling ball pins and they like 70 and they still like, no, I mean, you have to,
It
stuff
changes.
changes. So
That you can't keep that up forever.
yeah, that's the only thing that I have to say about it is just paying attention to what makes sense over
Yeah.
time. This dead on this, so they can pick up refrigerator, whatever they do. Just think about, how am I going to monetize this and build something like out of it, or how can I duplicate it? Get 5 men and women to come pick the couches up. So and then have them wear your shirts, and then y'all pick the couches and shit up together, and then maybe they pop off, and then your couch sales go through the
Yeah.
roof, and you ain't gotta pick the couches up no more.
Tell him, Chris.
That's what I'm
Tell
thinking.
him, Chris. um, so segueing into the likes and the viewership and stuff like that, especially when it comes to business. I've learned definitely that that stuff doesn't mean nothing. Getting a blue check mark, getting your whatever amount of clicks and views and that stuff does not matter. What matters is your end of year sales, how you scaled, how many
Yeah,
customers you've obtained, how
yeah.
many deals you've obtained, your end caps and stuff like that. But for the people that don't know, and I don't want to say don't know any better, but in reality they don't. What would you recommend for those that are fixated on what social media has deemed to be credible, likes and views?
It's a bad cycle to be
Yeah,
in, man. It's a lot of the individuals, they may post a photo or video and it don't do very well. They'll take it down, delete it, or they feel like they stay shadow banned and all this. Like, nah, bro, you just not. It's not cool no more, or it's not good. It's not
yeah,
good work. And it's if and you go look at the next individual, not be fixed on them, but look like they getting views and clicks and whatever on their thing, but you're not. That your audience might not like
yeah.
that no more. So being having humility and like accepting like, man, damn, they don't fuck with that no more. I gotta
Something
learn
else.
and grow from that shit. Yeah, and go to something else. So that's what one of the things with me. I get to the point. I'm like, all right, man, this shit might don't kind of do it no more. Like, no, fuck that. It's time to learn and figure out the next thing. That's what got me into speaking online. It was a point where I didn't say anything, but I'm like, nah, bro, like you can't build a
An audience.
you can't, yeah, you can't build an audience if people like they don't have any
Yeah,
attachment other than just how you look to the thing. It don't work. And so that's when I started like speaking online. It was difficult starting, but I knew I wasn't gonna stay right there, and I knew I was gonna
yeah.
overcome it. And I just did the little tiny little steps until it was like where we are now doing the podcast. I couldn't
So
figure
I will say hands off to you. You actually taught me to be more open. I will say from afar. You taught me that.
yeah.
Because I don't like talking. I remember one time someone thought I was deaf because I never talked.
Damn.
I know. Like fuck them. But anyway, it was they yeah, I'm just because I feel like I don't got nothing to say, so I don't got nothing to say. But then it dawned on me that people wanted to like hear me talk. You know, they see me
Mhm.
doing the stuff that I do. They're like, you know, I wonder if she's going to speak on it, and that's when my insecurity comes in because I don't want to feel like I know it all or things of that nature. And it was a hard segue for me. On top of that, going into business from bodybuilding, because people all they wanted to see was ass, and I remember I will forever remember this moment when I was getting just a sip off the ground and this man, I was posting doing promo, and this man was like, "We get it, you sell products," and it was like, "Damn!"
Oh,
But
yeah.
it just it pushed me to just keep going and keep moving, and me bringing Brains Beauty and Bank back out because I put it on hold with COVID and stuff like that. But me bringing it back out, it makes me it gives me confidence to speak,
Hmm.
and and I've always wanted to have a way to give back, and I wanted to give back to those that
Yeah.
I see grinding and doing their thing, and not to say that they don't have the platform, but some don't have the platform to really talk about themselves, talk about what they're building, talk about their entrepreneurship and their grit and their grind and their hustle. They're always getting asked the same damn questions.
Hmm.
Is me wanting to know like who you are as a person, and that, and people liked it, so it's like that's my way of, it's healing for me, but it also is my way of giving back in a sense. So, and people like it, so
Yeah, people want to they want to hear what we got to
Yeah,
say. It's just one of the things that create these limited beliefs into our thoughts and mind is we tend to compare ourselves to someone that we admire, look up to, who may be doing the speaking or presentations better. And so we'll be like, man, I don't do it that damn good. So me doing it in my for real, I be like that all the time. I
yeah,
used to. I used to like me doing it in my regular ass way of talking and speaking. They not gonna mess with it, and I'm over that
yeah,
shit now. If I do it raggedy or messed up, they understand, and I'm gonna review it, and I'm gonna make it better
right.
the next time. And when we 10 years down the road, and I'm extremely good at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I just didn't never stop, and I kept looking at, oh, I did it not good here, now it's good.
Yeah.
So,
So I was going to ask you, are you a risk taker? But it's clear that you're a bona fide risk taker, right?
yeah, I, I booked the flight to come here a one way, and I had like $157 in my account, and I ain't looked back. I just said I was gonna figure it out.
And ladies and gentlemen, okay,
I just said I was gonna
yeah.
figure it out.
Do
Shit.
you feel like when you tell your story, do you feel that people want to just absorb you like a sponge? Like, I want to get to know every little thing about him.
Um, I mean, probably so, because when we go to sharing our stories, they tend to be relatable to other people because we are humans. We all have a lot of the same kind of issues. They just
Hmm.
manifest differently. So when people were here, just booked the thing one way and flew out here, and now look where I'm at. They could feel that that's where they are in life, and they be like, damn, maybe I need to go ahead
Take that leap.
and just try the same. Yeah. So they probably need to hear more in depth. Them hearing in depth, any of the stuff I did in the past, I will give the next person a better way of the I won't give them the way exactly how I did it, because I had to work my
Yeah,
way out
you'll
of a
give
lot
them
of
a
this
better
shit.
option.
I would give them Yeah, I give them better like how to do the
Yeah,
shit. So I would have found a job before I came, just something, because it was a whole lot of days where it was just a Larry cookie and some pre workout. That was my whole.
okay,
That was it. That's all I
that's
had
all
to
right.
do.
That's what it.
Yeah,
That's.
that's Larry,
I remember
a
this lyric from
Larry.
Kendrick Lamar. The boy said he was surviving off of a tuna pack, and it's like that was my mother's story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that shit is real out there. Um,
man. None of it made me say I was give up,
yeah,
go back home. None. I ain't never thought about this. That one, I was thinking about the man, what it's gonna be like when shit get better. I never was like, fuck, man, maybe I need to go back home.
nah.
Nah. Long as that Larry Cookie was at GNC, I was straight,
Shout out to Larry.
straight,
um,
and that was on too.
what advice would
Yeah.
you give someone that wants to start a business?
To first research and first dig deep and be like why you want to start a fucking business,
That
like
part.
why is it because like people on the internet, you see everybody like doing this shit and think it's like fun, or do you actually have something you passionate about and you want to build around it? It should be like different. I think maybe a lot of people now probably want to do it because it's like it's always been a thing. Entrepreneurship has always been a thing, but we have the internet now, and so many people make it look good. Whoever watching right now, that shit, it may look good on the other side of this screen, but it's very stressful. It's a high stress. Like, man, you don't even sleep good doing this shit.
I
It's
don't
a
even
lot.
know how we do it, and it's two of us. I don't even know how we do it. He about
Oh
to
man,
walk through the door right now. Like it's just
yeah,
go. But it's like when that's what you want to do, you just make the shit pop. You make it happen. at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
my paradigm that I've created, or just my paradigm in general, and who I've grown into a
Mm-hmm.
person. That's that's how I view myself operating. I don't have to be pushed or forced to do none of the shit. And when people just take that leap and jump out there, where they get into the business thing, and it's hard for them to like figure stuff out, do stuff, get up, go meet with people,
Yeah.
grow. That means like you might don't supposed to be doing it.
Do you ever have imposter syndrome?
I heard. So the answer that I think I have had that before or dealt with it, but I heard the gentleman on YouTube, the Diary of the CEO channel. He said if you don't have that feeling before doing stuff, you probably even not even in the right room, because we all gonna be an imposter when doing something new, and it's gonna feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And I understand it now when like it's something that I don't know how to do or I don't understand. That don't mean, bro, you never gonna figure the
Exactly.
shit out or you never not gonna be good. It's just you're not that good right now. You just gotta do a little bit more work and
Yeah.
research, and then you won't be an imposter and shit no more.
Okay.
You will be an imposter to a certain degree, and you're gonna figure it out. The people who judge you on stuff like that, those people be like not good
Yeah.
people anyway. To bash on you not doing something good or you suck at something, and if you're not hurting people intentionally, you're going to, you gotta grow. Everybody gotta grow, figure things out, read, study, and get better. So you going to be at a phase of where you're not
Yeah.
that good at a
And you
lot of
shouldn't
shit.
want to
But
be.
that
You
don't
want to give
mean,
yourself room to grow.
yeah, man, I look back and I think of so much stuff like, man, I grew very fast in so many areas to where it made it not good. It made it bad, a good thing and a bad thing in certain areas, because I didn't level up in certain particular areas that make it
Mm.
essential for where I did. Yeah. So people that look for, they trying to get this viral moment and just take off overnight. Why? What the fuck for? What you gonna do
The short
when you do
game.
it? That nothing to sell, nothing to offer. But if you do have a product, service, or something like that, yeah, make sure you can fulfill all of
Right.
this stuff. You have something digital, like. But if you just pop off and wake up and you had 1.2 million followers when you wake up in the morning, that shit'll scare half the people that end up that shit
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. It would.
For what? What you gonna do? Now you got 20,000 people looking at your stories. They probably don't even post stories no more. I don't want this shit. Like, what for? Nah.
Do you feel that you're going to pivot out of the fitness industry and go into more commercial base?
As I grow and continue to get older, the bodybuilding shit is gonna become less, and I'm gonna be the regular old gentleman going to Equinox, doing some arms and walk on the treadmill and get the fuck out of there and just go live a regular life. I'm not gonna be beating up on my body for as long as I live and thinking I'm gonna look the same how I look now at 50, 60 years old. I don't even want that shit at 50, 60 years. I
You
don't want to
want
be
that?
broken in half. I'd be okay being just, average. Long as my shirts and shit
There
look
you
good and
go.
I got the clothes on. Yeah, I ain't gotta have all that.
As long as
It's
you stay bedroom
yeah,
sexy, that's all that matters.
good enough. Good enough.
um, I'm gonna wrap up some of these questions here. So we have gone
Okay.
over, but it's all good. It's a good conversation. How do you deal with fear and doubt? We all dealt with them. So, but how do you deal with fear and doubt?
Nowadays, how I deal with it is I research whatever it is. I study and
Mm-hmm.
read a lot. When I come across areas of certain things that I deal with, and it's difficult, and I know I need to push through it. It's just, man, the people who I watch online, they talk about the other side of all this stuff so much. I really, man, when it comes to stuff, I know it's short lived. So I don't let this stuff stop me no more. It don't even, I don't get bound by that stuff no more. I know it's a thing now, and I know a week or two from now it's not gonna be a thing.
Let me
So
ask you this,
it don't
not to cut you off.
huh?
Do you feel that way because of the environment that you have put yourself in? You see a lot of short-lived moments, and you know that, like, you have to know your next gig, your next job, your next, like, it has to be lined up. That's because then that's how you resonate with that. Like, things are so short-lived because of the environment you've put yourself in and you're getting yourself out of. Am I reading it wrong?
Not so. Now I'll say it like this, and this come from one of the gentlemen that I follow on Instagram. He would say that, like, stress and hard times are very important. Without stress and hard times, when it comes to doubt and fear, that's just gonna swallow you. But when you done been through so much stuff, and overcame so much stuff, when you get the things that may seem to be fear and doubtful to the regular human, it don't be that to me. It don't be like that to me no more. I don't really too much have
Yeah.
that, because I done been through so much hard stuff, and I overcame just so many moments that I'm like, damn, I made it out of that shit. I just write it on this paper and I just get to it,
I like
man.
that.
Because you have to, you can't run away from it. I know what fear and doubt has got me in LA in front of this fucking camera we
Okay.
on now, facing fear and doubt. So
That's a
it's how I
word
deal with
that
it.
I have to applaud you for that, because I think that's something I needed to hear. Like, coming out of the last 6 months for me have been really hard and really strenuous and very stressful. I had lymphoma in the middle of launching a drink, in the middle of
Hmm.
getting engaged, in the middle of being laid off. So it's like, I got cancer, I'm getting married, I'm launching a beverage, I don't have a job. Like, it's like, what comes next, and what do you do first? So it's like, you have to walk yourself through those adversities and know that with all of that is going to come fear and doubt. But do you I have to get better, right? I can't keep stressing, otherwise I can make the
Hmm.
cancer worse. Um,
Yeah.
we can always reschedule our wedding. Let me go out there and get the job that I want. And
Hmm.
and with Octane, we just did what the fuck we had to do when it came to Octane. Um, is
Yeah.
is it's just one of those, like, people will never know until you really, like, say what it is. Shit ain't pretty all the time, and I
Nope.
really had a rebirth, if you will. Like, a lot of people exited my life. I don't talk to my stepfather anymore. My childhood friends, I cut them off, and but those things needed to happen. In my life, that needed to happen. Now I'm working at the Pentagon. We on our second flavor. I get to talk to Kristopher Davis. Like, are we getting married next week? In our destination wedding. It's like, this shit is really happening. And when you really put life into perspective, you really have to narrow down what is truly important in your life, and take
That's
it
one.
and take those strides as they see fit. Some people really don't. They don't live in their fear, and they don't live in their doubt. And I feel like people need to sit in their shit sometimes. That was long winded, but
Yeah. Like, no, it was perfect. Like the gentleman, the great Dame Dash, he said that because you have to change your perspective when something bad happens or something that looks like an adverse moment. Look for the good in it. Like, look for what the jewel is that could be in
Yeah.
this thing. You have to you have to immediately shift to that. Of course, go through your human emotion for the day or have you deal with that. Go
Yeah.
through that. Just go on, get it out because you can't skip that. After that, you need to get to looking around and seeing who do I need to cut out? What do I need to get in? What do I need to exit off? What do I need to stay off of Instagram for
Yep.
this long? Do I need to to stop going to this gym? Do I need to don't call this person no more? What do I need to do that could be this situation could be revealing to
Right.
me? Because man gains more power and things from his spiritual side when they go through adverse moments. So you become more of into your
Yes.
spiritual side, looking at your energy and what's surrounding you and all of that kind of stuff when you go through adverse
Yes.
moments. So that's what I look for whenever I go through something, even with the supplement company. When there was a lot of things that were not going right, I had to look at them like, bro, they not going right because the shit is not going correct because it's some shit that you're not doing, or it's something that you're not acknowledging, or you're not communicating this good enough with the team. It's mainly inside of all the answers are in here, whoever it is. The answers are inside. It's nothing on the outside because what's in here creates all of this. We create our reality. Everybody is by design.
It's by design.
Everybody make their own.
It just takes a minute for individuals to understand that it starts in here. Yeah.
It's so hard for me to understand something. I understand. It's hard for me to not resignate. I'm using the wrong words, but when people start to bring up some of those things of like, well, it's hard for me to go to the gym and do this and that. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't the thing. You focus on what people gonna be looking at when
you already focus on the negative.
Yeah, that's what people would say. Like, when I go to the gym, people be staring at me, and I'm like, what about you going to the gym and getting into shape? Why that part ain't being when you go to the gym, who gonna be looking at you? What about getting in shape and bettering yourself? Why is that not more focused? Oh, you're right. I'm like, you focus on the wrong shit.
Who's your biggest supporters?
Biggest supporters. My team, family. I mean, all of the wonderful people that follow me that continuously been supporting and clapping and telling me positive stuff in the DMs and shit. Like, all those. I mean, pretty much everybody. I don't. Everything pretty cool for me. Because of how I have my mindset fixed. Everybody playing their part. Everybody.
I like that.
So
I like that. What makes a good leader?
That is some things that I just become aware of with a couple books and podcasts, because that's some shit you grow into. We don't come from the factory from that. If we didn't grow up mirroring that from like another strong leader, you got to learn this shit. And what I've come to understand, what makes a great leader, where I am currently in life, is being able to communicate exactly what you trying to do with the other people involved. Being able to be a very good visionary, leading by example. Whatever you're talking about, make sure you doing that so the other people can have a blueprint or something to follow off of. But it's mostly what I think is being able to communicate very well and paint the picture in the other person's mind why they should or should not be doing what it is that you want them to do or should do, and how it can benefit them if they do it, and not seem like you're trying to force them or be a dictator or some shit. Like, hey, you
Hmm.
doing this is gonna help yourself, the brand, the business, this and that. It's not me get harping on you or saying like you do this is not good. But if you do this a little better, whatever it is, it's probably gonna improve that you don't like about yourself or your life or your money or whatever. You doing that is gonna, because I did it. I
Right.
went through it. It happened to me. So just try that and do that.
You're a
Being able
natural
to
teacher.
do that because I mean, I guess I'm growing into
Yeah.
understanding it. I didn't know that about myself until
You
these
exude it.
coming days of
You
the stuff.
it just exudes out of you
Yeah,
for sure. Like just it's natural to you. Yeah. Is that you exude it a
I'm,
lot?
I'm very observant. I did that very well
Yeah.
growing up. I would always position myself around old people, like older, and I would just pay attention to stuff that they did.
Being
I
in
do
grown
that
folks'
very good, and
business.
I can, yeah,
um,
yeah.
how old is active?
Man, it's the thought and the vision has been around since like 2016, but we made it actually come to life around. We're going on 2 years now, I would say.
So in those 2 years, is there anything that you would change that you would go back and change? Or you like it the way it is?
Just all the things we had to go through, it ended up making the core stronger. What I would change would be just communicating better with what I actually wanted done and wanted to be a
Yeah.
certain way. That's all. Just communicate because we end up getting to the final things of what y'all see, but it took so much of this and that because I couldn't get it out of here as good to the people
Right.
involved, so it could end up easy to
Right.
finish thing. So just actually slowing down, pulling back, writing stuff out, and delivering it better, that would be something that I would change. Just communicating better because everything that happened, shit, Nike had to go through a lot of stuff.
Everybody.
All these things have to go to
What's next for
everybody.
active? Like y'all gonna be doing some events? Y'all gonna come out with, a part two of the fat burner, or y'all
Um,
gonna like
yeah, we have right now. One of the biggest things for me is getting everything scheduled a year
ooh,
out. Everything that we're gonna launch this year, we're almost through with planning all the lunches for
nice.
this year. Everything is gonna be next year, and then we have the
I
projection
like that.
already. So the lunch event is gonna be on the 22nd of April here in LA. If you
I
come and
would love
bring
to
it, yeah,
come.
go ahead.
Hello. No. No, man. April 20,
And then
April
April 22nd at a location. We have to narrow that down and pick a
LA.
spot. But it's gonna be April the 22nd. We're gonna come and I'm gonna have the tons of video people on deck. The people gonna be there with energy. We're gonna be lifting, connecting, and making it happen. And then people gonna be able to purchase the product, taste it. We're gonna have the samples for the next flavors. All of
Yeah.
this stuff. This stuff that I'm doing better going forward. Each event I have is gonna be to let the people taste what's gonna be the next and the next and the next. That's something that I thought
I
up.
like
I'm
that.
like, why don't I just don't just pop up and come and have mango,
Yeah.
strawberry bush or whatever. Just have them taste it. If that shit is good from the reviews of the people that come and it actually
Yeah.
performs well, we bring it. That's
That's
good. That's
that's
just
good
good
marketing,
doubt.
and that's first of all, that's good marketing, and it's also that's really good research marketing, because it
Uh
gives you
huh.
the reception that you need, and to one produce it, how much you're going to produce of it, and if when you
Yeah.
should actually like move streamline ahead with producing it. Yes, that's exactly how you do it. People, you got your top notch brands that go and pay millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for research companies to go out there and do these surveys on the streets and stuff like that. That's how they do it.
Oh yeah, I didn't get tons of good data and information from doing these events, having
Exactly.
people pull up.
Get the
It's
emails,
it's been
all that
incredible.
stuff. Um,
Yep.
what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
16 years old. Me at 16 years old would be what would I tell me at 16? I'm
What
thinking
was
back
you
to what I
doing
was
at
doing at 16.
16?
I always been an athlete, so I was clothing, shoes, and basketball and track. That was like going on at that time. But what I would do would I would start planning like, hey, bro, you're gonna graduate soon. What do you want to be
Yeah,
doing in the next couple years? I'll be more focused on that, actually, like paying attention to what do you want 23, 24, 25. What do you want them years
yeah,
to look like? That's what I that's what I tell like younger people now that I encounter. It's like, hey, what do you want the next 5 to 10 to look like? Because it's gonna determine what you're doing right
yes,
now. And so that's what I would tell Buddy back then. It's like, bro, what do you want then to be like? Because you kind of gotta start right now. So it can then be a thing when you get to the 21, 22, 23,
okay,
20, whatever. Back then, as it as stuff have as I aged I just created it on the
yeah,
spot, and it wasn't always. I missed a lot of opportunities by doing it that way. Because once I would figure something out, I would then try to attack it, and then maybe it'll be
yeah.
too late.
It's like it didn't stick the way you thought it was going to stick. Well,
Yeah.
Chris,
Hmm.
thank you for coming on. I want you to, spill out your handles and your website where people can find you, where people can find you, where people can purchase active, your latest events that you're going to be shooting out, all that jazz.
You can find me anywhere on the internet. It's the same username, Christopher with the K, Ristopher, Davis underscore. Everywhere you type it in, that should pop up. ActiveSups.com is where the supplements are. We are sold out right now, but you can pre-order
Sold
or you can
out,
put
sold
your
out, sold
email
out.
in. Sold out. You can put your information in and you'll start to receive the newsletters and the updates on the events, where we're going to be at, any pop-ups we're going to do. Everything will be sent to you via text message or
Nice.
email. So,
Awesome. Chris, thank you so
mhm.
much for coming on, for blessing us with your presence, for dropping all these amazing gems. I learned some shit. But no, it's been real. And I definitely want to bring you back on. Be safe out there in your travels. Give those sweet girls a kiss. And we'll be speaking with you soon.
Most definitely. Thank you
For
for having me
sure.
here.
Peace out.